Hello guys and welcome to a very bad retake of what I attempted to do in my last attempt. I was also an idiot. I was like the cord in like the last video you saw me upload of the first episode of Kirby Air Ride Versus where he forgot to record his footage. Same sort of thing happened for me. I attempted to record a podcast. This is a new series, by the way, of where I just talk about things with a number of friends of mine. I thought I was recording my Audacity, and then I looked back and it was like, oh, it only recorded 43 seconds. And I was like, looks like I'm gonna have a very bad reattempt, and this is what that's gonna be. So, to sum it up, this is going to be a new series, and with me I have somebody that is
a guest.
Let's just say
Has been a guest on the channel before.
You can. He's been in my very bad Uncharted videos, as you can see back in. You look back and that stuff, and we played as like fat people, and anyways, so this is going to be a new series. We're going to be talking about 13 different things in this podcast. Most of them, you're probably going to like expect me to cover, but even at a time like this, you're going to expect me to cover some of these topics. But some of them are, straying off of that topic. So, some of them are personal, some of them are not. Some of them are just, like, things that I feel like sharing because I'm not really that self-conscious anymore to not want to share them. I've just kind of gotten over it and said, you know what? Why not share it to YouTube? It's 2020. Like, it matters.
You boy?
Sometimes. You boy. By the way, me and Kyle, like, we came from, like, this chicken farm. Like, I don't know, he was in 8th grade, and I was also in 8th grade, and, like, I just, like, dropped from this chicken farm, and, like, I plopped out of nowhere, and stuff happened.
You're the only other white chicken, so I'll go with you.
Yeah. Yeah, and then all I know is, like, we've made it from that point to college freshmen, and, yeah. And other parts of life. So, without further bloob, let's get on with the first topic, and that topic is online class. This is the most stressful thing that me and Kyle have been having to deal with lately, along with some of my other friends, and like another Skype group, which is, at least one, is taking an online class. I'm not sure what it is, but I'm not the only one, that's for sure. I'm kind of glad that I'm not, because I have other people to talk to about it. But, Kyle here seems to go through a lot more stress than... Well, we're both dealing with a lot of stress with it, so I feel like the point is Kyle's going through a little bit more stress with it than I am, so I'm going to let him take the floor on this. And I believe I let him take the floor first on the last attempt of this recording, so you could go ahead again, whenever you want.
So, for me, I have basically 3 classes. Algebra 10, I think it's 103, which, as I said before, is just college algebra, essentially. Biology, and history. History 10, I think it's 101 or just 001, pre-1500s. So, yeah, they're all annoying. I have different websites for all of them, so I have to go and check 3 or 4 different websites every day. I get spammed by emails, as usual, from teachers and also organizations that are on campus, but it's like, why are you telling me this? I'm not even on campus anymore. Like, I'm literally back in New Orleans 5 hours away. Why? So, yeah, it's kind of annoying.
Did you want to, like, talk about how tests and homework work or something like that?
Yeah. I mean, for me, at least, the homework is not mostly. All of the teachers pretty much, they don't give you out, like, homework day by day and expect you to turn it in the next day, which is kind of nice. But it's also a little bit more that's nice, but the way that I'm about to describe it, you all will know what I'm talking about when I say you can either make it really, really hard on yourself, or you can make it really easy for yourself. So what my teachers do for all of my classes is we actually just get all of the homework that we'd normally get, like in between classes, on one day, and then they all put a turn-in date to the night before the test. So y'all know what I'm saying. Either you can make it really hard and you could save everything up until that last night, or you can do a little bit at a time every day and just make it easy for yourself. And the tests are also quite annoying because for mine, at least, for my algebra test, I gotta put in all the answers and everything online, but I also have to write work down on paper and then scan it and then send it to my algebra teacher, which is quite annoying, if I'm honest.
It would definitely be easier than if you were at home. While being in a classroom, it would be much easier.
Yeah.
That's what everybody says about online class nowadays, because it is very frustrating. I can't directly walk up to a teacher and say, hey, I need help with this. You gotta wait for a response after, like, sending an email or something. And it's pretty... No offense, the principle of online class, but it's pretty retarded.
Yeah, and...
of, like, the kind of stress it causes on these fellers that are just trying to get, their stuff done.
Yeah, and especially some of the
I mean?
time limits for these tests are a little bit ludicrous. Especially,
Yeah.
I think they don't take into account that not everyone has really, really fast Wi-Fi. And even if you did have really, really fast Wi-Fi before this, I had decent Wi-Fi before this. Now, since everyone is home, you got to think it's everyone is on their Wi-Fi or using power, so it strains everything. It strains your Wi-Fi, it strains your TV connection. Hell, for me, apparently it strains my lights because our lights like really fast. Our lights flicker really fast at times, and we just had to turn them on and back off. And I mean, with the Wi-Fi, we don't turn it on and off, but I have to wait like a minute, 2 minutes and a half, just to load the next question. And when teachers put the time to question ratio at like a minute per question, you can't even load the next question in that amount of time. So, it's a lot of stress and also just a lot of stupidity as well. And a little bit unreasonable.
You bring up the time limit thing on tests. I kind of wanted to bring up, you say you get multiple attempts, but yeah, you have a time limit.
Well, no,
no
I do.
attempts.
For history, I have... Basically, what my history teacher does is he takes the amount of questions I have for the tests, and he puts 10 minutes onto that. So, like, for my A test, I have 25 questions, so he gives me 35 minutes. And for, like, the T test, I don't even know what the A and T stand for, don't ask me. Anyway, for the T test, I get 20 questions for 30 minutes. And yes, I do get 2 attempts on those, but what happens is the questions actually, they change after I've attempted them. Although for the, I guess, homeworks, quote-unquote, where I have to... One of them I have to read an article and then, like, and obviously answer questions on them. And this one's pretty good, actually. I get 30 minutes for 10 questions, which you gotta admit, that's pretty good. And then there's another one where it's a biography that I have to listen to on YouTube, which, again, the same thing, 10 questions, 30 minutes. Except there's a difference with these two, and that's the fact that they don't actually change question or order. So I can and on the website that I use, and on our website, Moodle, where we take our tests, you can go back and review the questions. And granted, it does tell you what you got right and wrong. It doesn't tell you what the right answer was for the wrong question, but it still makes it a little bit easier to, get an easier A or bring that old grade up. And then for algebra, of course, I only get 1 attempt. And for them, it starts at my normal class time, so I think it's 12:15 to 2. And then for bio, I get a quiz, 20-question quiz, 12 minutes. And those are always on Friday from 8 in the morning to 5. So some of them are kind of easy, some of them are hard. And the only ones that I have multiple attempts for are history, and that's 2 attempts. Everything else is 1 go. You don't get what you want or what you thought, too bad.
Yeah, and this same thing kind of applies to me with at least one class. I'm gonna like say the names of my classes. I'm not gonna go into detail about how they treat the students in terms of those classes, but I'm going to say each of my classes and like what kind of problems I have in there. My first one is cyber law. It's pretty simple. It's pretty straightforward. It's like just answering some scenario questions, like saying, "Hey, what can happen in this scenario?" or whatever. Any question can come up. I really can't elaborate on it because it's random every time. Then there's my English class. It's basically just bleh. Just do whatever the teacher says. I can't really say anything, but I rarely have tests in that class, especially
A lot of essays.
It's actually not my English class. It's actually my sociology class.
Oh.
Surprisingly, yesterday I wrote an essay about something entirely different for once. School's only been open for like, what is it? For me, it was like open for like 3 months. It started on January 18th, I believe. Then, from that point on, I've written at least about almost 20 essays. Nuts. But I really don't have any tests in there as well. It's just a lot of essays. A lot of them, actually. Crazy. For my networking class, it is actually a lot of tests. Crazy. A lot of tests. But, I don't get... Well, I do get a time limit, at least 1 hour. But I don't get reattempts. Like the first attempt, I just like submit it. Then once you're done, you don't get to take it. You don't get to take it again, unless there's like some magical way that you can submit like an extension time or something that allows you to retake or make something up. Maybe they'll let you retake it, but it hasn't happened for me, so I guess it's impossible. Then it's my lab class, which I can't really talk much about because my teacher has the thing. You know what's going on right now. He can't talk to anybody. So it's just me like kind of sitting back, and it's like if I don't hear from him soon, I'm just gonna like do all of the assignments, but I'm still waiting on a response. I'm gonna give it a little bit more time, and if I don't get anything soon, then I'm gonna like look into it and just do everything. But still, I'm gonna give it some time. I'm giving him a chance. Maybe he's getting better. Hopefully he's doing all right. I hope he does say something eventually. But right now, he's not saying anything, so that's kind of my situation. Anyways, the next topic, it's kind of a hectic topic on this one. School, at least. But majors. I am currently majoring in Computer Information Technology, or CIT, CIS, or Computer Information Systems. I guess they both go in hand. Maybe it's like the same thing, except they just call it something different in one of the schools. But that's my major, and I believe Kyle here is going through the same major. You can elaborate on it.
Yeah, I'm doing CIS as well. Here, what they like to do and what they call the College of Business here. So basically the colleges inside the university, I'll say, just to not get them mixed up, is there's multiple colleges for different majors. So there's like the business college, which is what I'm in for computer information systems, and then they have science and engineering college, which is for, well, you guessed it, you guessed it, any kind of science or engineering college. And then they have like college of like English and other stuff. So yeah, I'm in the same boat as him. But anyway, what the College of Business likes to do actually is they like to start you out with like general classes. So if you're wondering, well, why am I taking science if I need CIS? Well, they like to start you out with broad classes, like a class in kind of every single... a class that's a part of every college, just to see if this is actually the major that you want to be in. So that way, you don't waste your time jumping right into college, or college and major specific classes, and then only to go 3-4 years down the line and figure out, oh wait, this isn't what I want to do. And then, well, you just wasted a shitload of money, not to mention time as well, on something that you don't even want to do. So I guess they kind of try to bypass that, and in that first month try to see and they want to see, and they want you to see if you still want this major or if you want to switch now before it's too late. And I think I still like it so far. I still like CIS, so I think I'm going to be staying.
So you still believe that CIS crime investigation scenes is going to be remade?
Yes.
Guys, we're gonna major in like law students. We're gonna become like crime investigators. We're gonna be on that show like CSI, except for CIS. We're gonna be like Grissom and what's that guy's name that got buried alive? I don't
know his name either.
I gotta start watching that show again. I don't know. It's like I don't know. They both go hand in hand.
Yeah.
Honestly, I might stay with mine. It's kind of weird for me because me debating on staying in my major is going to be a little I actually did consider quitting at one point, which I feel a little embarrassed to admit. Most of you guys in the comments, if you can watch this video or if you can comment, because I'm having a little bit of an issue with my channel. It's like my comments are disabled for some reason. I'm like trying to turn them back on. If you can comment, you guys are going to be like, "Oh, Alex, why'd you quit? You shouldn't have done that." I'm like, I know, it was stupid of me to say, but I'm admitting to it. I'm going to try not to do that again. It was very childish of me to say, especially to one of my parents, because like it kind of made me seem weak and kind of like a turd bag and all that stuff. But I'm not going to say it again. However, I'm going to give it my best shot. I'm going to not give up with this thing. Anyways, how often do we have classwork? So, I took the floor on the last topic. Kyle, you can probably take the floor on this one, since I think you have a little bit more than I do with classwork. Yeah. So you can launch right.
Yeah. So, like I said, my teachers like to stack the work on us. But my bio homework, honestly, that's not a lot. It's like, I think the most I've had so far is like, let's say 12 multiple choice questions. So biology is really not a lot. Algebra, though, that's where it gets a lot. And I'm not sure if you can finish it in a whole day. And if you can, then hell, kudos to you. Because when I say it is long, I mean it is really long. So for this last algebra, actually, because I have an algebra test Wednesday for you, we're recording this Monday the 13th. So I have an algebra test Wednesday. But I actually finished all of the work early. Let me tell you, this is a lot of work. So I have like sections that I have to do, and obviously they have questions in them. So I had, I'd say, taking out the sections that were just like educational videos, I'd say it was probably about 22, actually no, more around 20 sections, but they vary very heavily on questions. The question amount that you can have per section is very different. Like the one that I actually finished today, the last one, I had 36 questions in. And with the Wi-Fi being slow and all that, it didn't take me 36 minutes. It took me like around an hour or so. So sometimes they can be different amounts. Hell, they could be from 36 to, I think the lowest I had was 9. So it'll take quite a while. And for history, I only have 2 tests, and then the again, 2 very short tests, which he gives me a time limit of 1 week. Which the only reason why I'm saying tests is because pretty much he gives us the test the same day as he gives us the homework, so I kind of consider it homework. But and then he does the same thing with our quote-unquote homework, the stuff that I was talking about before with reading the biography and then also listening to a different one on YouTube. Those I have a week to do, 2 attempts, 10 questions, 30 minutes. They're not that hard. And if I do screw one up, it's easy to fix it. And yeah, I mean, it really just depends on how I split my time up and how I decide to split the homework up. If I actually, when they give it out, if I decide to immediately just focus and be disciplined and either do all of the small work that I can at one moment and then section the bigger homeworks off like my algebra in today's, or if I want to wait until the last like 2-3 days and then do every section. And that's not good. So split it up, be disciplined.
Yeah, my classwork count is like, depending on the time of the year, it's like it can either skyrocket or it can just be separated. Especially in like this time of spring break, it's like now I just kind of want a break. Summer's coming up, and yeah, it's pretty separated right now. But in the beginning, I had like it's pretty screwed up. But like in the beginning of January, well, not the beginning, like mid-January, which is when my classes started, I had a crap ton of homework and classwork almost every day. So, and that was before I learned how to check my calendar and like see what's due on what day and like what days I have free. Well, it varies for me, so I can't really say how much I have. But in the beginning, it was a lot. But my basis on classwork and homework now is like once every few days. Since the end of the semester is coming up. So it's not really a lot right now. So I'll say it again. In the beginning, it was a lot. That's how often I had. Like almost every day is when I had classwork and homework. Anyways, not really much for me because my situation is not as severe as Kyle's is because he seems to have a lot more work than I do since he goes to a different college. It's different.
Yeah, it's still important though to get your side. Can't just be a one-sided talk.
Narcissist. I'm kidding. Anyways, enough of the academics, for now at least. The games we've been playing.
The R&R section.
Oh jeez. For now at least, temporarily, at least in this video. I've been playing for the second time just today. I believe I sent a message in Discord. I have completed Just Cause 4 again for the second time, except this time it was a new game plus file, which like said the combat is going to be like more intense, which I kind of agreed. Like this time was even more intense because like it was even harder to complete missions. But I basically just did exactly what I did the first time that I played the game, was just play through it like it was the first time, and it really didn't make a difference. But I did say that if I did complete the New Game Plus file, or at least beat the game twice, or maybe at least play through it a third time, I would Let's Play the game. I would do a walkthrough of it. It'll be my first very open world game that I've been playing for a while. I don't know how I picked up on it. I just like went to Kyle's house one day. He's like, "You want to play this game?" I'm like, I never played Just Cause. What's it about?" And then he's like, and then I ask, "Is it fun?" And he's like, "It's very fun." And then I play it, and I'm like, I can get used to this. So I had a PS4 at the time, so I was like, I figured why not just give it a shot. I don't own that many games on PS4. I'm not afraid to admit that, but I don't know why that game in particular has like, occupied me so much. I think it's a fun game to play. Like it's durability is like, well, not durability. What am I saying? The game isn't strong.
Good.
Its duration is like just decent enough. It's a long ass game. I'm not gonna lie. It's pretty lengthy.
Yeah.
Depending on what you want to do. But it's not short, which is kind of even more exciting. I'm not saying short games are bad. Like, oh, you shouldn't play this game. It's pretty occupying. I'll just say that. That's one of the games I've been playing. Another game I've been playing was Minecraft Java Edition with a friend of mine, or a friend of ours, in the Discord group. I'm not going to link the Discord group. It's a private one that I use for school, gaming and all that stuff. But I do have my YouTube one that I rarely use. I'm not that big on Discord when it comes to my YouTube one, but I have my YouTube linked to my private Discord account, which is for my friends and like personal subscribers, if you want to know what I mean. But I've been playing Minecraft Java Edition quite a bit because like I just recently bought it for PC about a week ago, I believe. It was like a birthday gift for me, since I just had a birthday last month. Then my brother was like, he was like, I'm gonna get this game for you, and I'm like, wow, thanks, I guess. I don't have to pay for this game. I have like all the updates and stuff, and I can just basically screw around with it as much as I want, I guess, which is kind of convenient. Yeah, it's basically just either been PS4 or PC for me. Those are the two platforms. And also PS3, which I also kind of mess with, because why not? PS3 can't just die off that quick. It's like PS4 comes out, let's just get rid of the PS3. Like,
Yeah, hell.
no, you want to show all your console support.
Yeah, hell. Soon PS5 is coming out. Actually, they've actually even already released like pictures and stuff and information about the controller.
I wanted to ask, are you gonna get that thing?
Yeah, they've already done it. They're ahead of the game a little bit.
You're gonna get the PS5?
I don't know, honestly. I mean, I don't think my parents will, and I don't know if I want to spend the money on it. I mean, I don't know if any of my other friends will. I mean, honestly, it depends. Usually we wait a while before we get the newer game system. Just to let it, let the price decline, become a little bit cheaper.
Mm-hmm. Honestly, I'm not embarrassed to admit this. I didn't get my PS4 until 2018. Shocking. I know, make fun of me, guys, if you want, but I kind of waited that long. It was like $400 when it came out.
Yeah, it's quite a lot for a system.
I will say this about the PS5. It's great that PlayStation and Sony are like coming up with newer products and like newer consoles and stuff. But I honestly don't think the PS5 is going to do as great as a PS4 did. That's just my opinion. I may be wrong. It could change once it gets released. But I don't think the PS5 is going to top the PS4. Like, I don't think it's probably going to do as well, because like as soon as PS4 was released, next generation graphics came out, and everybody was blowing up over it, like pretty nuts.
Yeah.
But I will see about it. But for now, I think PS4 has the lead.
Yeah.
So
I could agree.
I guess that's it for this topic. I mean, wait, you did say your side of the story. Like, what games you?
Oh no, I didn't. Right? I can go though. Yeah.
No, I kind of forgot about you. I was wrapped up in my own story.
Oh, that's good. So, obviously, I've been playing my regular World of Tanks. It's kind of a dead game now. Used to be pretty popular, but it's still hella fun. Obviously, PC version, but I do the mobile version as well. Blitz. It's pretty fun. Been going up the game, just playing. Getting as all the other grindy games are, getting the experience and whatever other what's it called? Currency motive is for this game. It's called credits. The game's gotten a lot better since I first played it. I will say that it's been a lot better balanced. Also, I've been playing. Yes, I know. Like everyone else, I've been playing Modern Warfare. I mean, I'm not one of the guys, though, honestly, who hopped on the bandwagon. Like, I've been playing this since Modern Warfare 2. So, I've been a long time Call of Duty fan. And I played through, yes, the hell that was Ghost, Advanced Warfare, Infinite Warfare. Black Ops 3 was alright. And then, I'm not listing these in any particular order, just the way I remember them. And then Black Ops 4. And then World War II and all the other games. I thought they were all alright. But this one, Modern Warfare, it seems like they hit it off with the microtransaction method for Modern Warfare. They seem to have done really, really well on that. And also, they're really good about keeping new content and new game modes and stuff in the game and taking old stuff out. So, they captivate the attention pretty well. Oh, also, forgot, I've also been playing through the story of Resident Evil 6 again, actually, on my computer. First time was when I played through it with my dad, actually, on PS3. And for Christmas, I asked for $100 in Steam gift cards, because I was like, hell, I really don't want that much nowadays, and so I'm like, hell, just give me Steam gift cards, I'll get something. And I was like, well, I'll get that. And right now, I'm on Jake and his female companion. I'm probably about halfway through. Game is still just as good as I remember, although I still do have that thing where there are still those bad camera angles that the game had, because there was a lot of running parts where you had to run at angles and stuff, except the camera was a fixed camera, And you know how that is, probably, Alex, because you've played the older games where, like, you're doing a third-person run in, like, an obstacle course or something, and the camera is fixed, like, in a really high, like, either in a high left or, like, high right kind of position. And so when you do the forward stick, your character just runs forward, and he'll run into a wall. He doesn't run forward, like, relative of, like, the platform that he's on. So if you run forward, after a while you'll just hit a wall, so you have to, like, run forward and, like, hold it left a little bit as well. So camera angles are still bad, but you know, it's an old game. What can I say? I still like it. It's hella fun. I haven't finished it completely, but it's still as good as I remember. Still fun.
Yeah.
Still a good storyline. Don't forget, C-Virus. That's what started the zombie outbreak in Resident Evil 6. You never know.
It's a good joke. It's a good joke.
Bad joke.
It's a good joke. Anyways, next topic is I know I do that thing where I just go. I just kind of like suck my teeth a little bit. That's it's like a habit of mine. I just can't get rid of it. It's like an itch that just won't go away. But the next topic is like a little bit depressing, but it's one of the things that are going on. I may as well cover them since our beliefs and standpoints on them. So it's people losing their jobs and or internet connection. I think I'm gonna also take the lead on this because some people I did come forward and say, Alex, you are not taking this whole virus thing serious. That's not true. I've been taking it very serious, and I can prove it to you by, like, even saying that I've been doing the supply search. I've been, like, you know, keeping a stable environment in my home. I can guarantee this podcast is going to be way better than yours, because what you're saying is not factual information. Anybody who says otherwise can go suck a... Anyways, people have been either laid off or have been losing their jobs because of this whole thing. I can't say the name of it because I'll get demonetized. Although I'm not eligible for monetization, I will probably lose money. It is, but I can't say the name. It's like a friend of ours that has betrayed us. Many people, at least. People have either gotten laid off, lost their jobs, and lost their internet connection. And by the way, this doesn't just happen in the US, this is happening everywhere. This is a worldwide situation. I think a way around this is to, like, say, hey, most of the time we don't need internet connection. Well, I think it's clear to anybody that is taking class or college, this is a new generation. In, like, the 70s and 50s, I wasn't around to enjoy those times. But I do know that in that area of time, internet wasn't around. It was college, physical books, and going on campus. Online didn't exist. I think internet connection now should be necessary because education has skyrocketed. Like, literally, it's a generational gap, like, between the past era and this era. I honestly think internet does help in a way because we can still obtain our education throughout the internet without having to go on campus, which I think is convenient. We covered this in the first topic of this podcast.
Yep.
But I don't think anybody should lose either one of them, their jobs or their internet connection. People are eligible for unemployment money. For whatever reason, I wasn't eligible. Like, I was told that I was, but when I went to go file for it, I was told, you're uneligible. I'm like, should I just wait? Like, what's going on? Maybe I should contact somebody. But I honestly don't think that anybody should lose their jobs or should get laid off. Well, maybe to get laid off, it would be understandable. But to lose their job permanently, I don't think that it would work. However, like, I understand it's a temporary thing because of the whole stay-at-home orders. I'm not sure, like, the laws in other states, but in my state, I'm not going to say which, because that's private classified information. That's top secret. You have to, like, break into the government access codes to find that out. But I understand in this state, we have been ordered to stay at home for quite a while. You probably already know which state it is, but I decided not to share. So I don't believe anybody should lose anything. And Kyle, you can probably elaborate on that if you want to.
Huh? Oh yeah, what was the topic again? Sorry.
It was the loss of internet connection and jobs.
Oh yeah. So actually, for one thing, I'm very fortunate that my father still has his job, still getting paid full time. So I'm very fortunate in that matter. But
if I could stop you, like, you did say that you mentioned your dad's like a lawyer before,
Yeah.
right? That's a pretty good career. I'll say that.
yeah, all of the court dates and stuff have been pushed off by like a month or so. They give him a little bit of basically leeway or leave for that. And actually, something just had it in my head. I don't remember it. You can probably edit this part out though if I don't find it quick enough. But oh yeah, actually, so this is probably on a different topic, and I don't know if this is even applicable to this one. But me and my family, actually, well, more like just me, Mom, and Quinn, we've actually started a garden at our house. It's nothing big, but it's just a few smaller foods like tomatoes, corn, squash, zucchini, other stuff. Just to number one, just to help, like, minimize kind of contact with other people. And I mean, also after this, hell, we won't have to go and buy all of our food, so it'll be cheaper anyway in the long run. And yeah. Also about the whole internet connection thing, it's actually been happening to me like at this moment. Like, you cut out every once in a while, which is fine. That's nothing wrong. That's nothing I can do about. Nothing you can do about it. I just try to patch together whatever you're saying the best I can. So if I seem a little confused or like dazed, that's probably why. And
I mean, you also do cut out for me sometimes, and I did want to like cut off and like ask, your audio's still going?
yeah,
on
I
Audacity?
haven't stopped it.
All right, I want to make, guys, I'm trying to make sure, because like last attempt I was like, I hope Audacity's going. Then I look back at my Discord game bar recorder. I'm like, oh, Audacity stopped recording. That's a shame. Just making sure that.
Yeah, I have it pulled up right here. I don't have it like minimized, so I'll know instantly when it stops recording.
I don't think it should, because like Audacity should be infinite.
So yeah, I mean, it's difficult for me right now because my dad wants to play and stuff, and obviously I get really bad connection. Well, I get obviously worse connection now than before in my room because my room is above the router, but again, 2 floors, and a floor is pretty thick, so it can block Wi-Fi service pretty well. So you cut out a lot. So I'm actually just downstairs right now, but like I can't be in the living room. I have to be in like the dining room or the kitchen, because if I'm in there, then there's too much background noise. So I have to stand around here or something and do this.
And while you do, and I'll kind of like revert to another topic that we'll cover later in this podcast. But like when you do your homework, you're near the router. You're near like the whole internet connection modem. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm in the same room with it.
Because like I understand the whole slowed down internet thing. Like it kind of gets a little frustrating. Like I deal with the same stuff. I'm in my room. My router is in my living room, and it's pretty far away, for me at least. But I still manage to get stuff done with it, with that distance being for me, at least.
Yeah. It's a little bit more difficult, but we can do it. We'll get through it.
Moral of the story is like stay near your router, stay near your stuff, like no matter what device you use.
Yes.
But I'm obviously not going to do that because I'm going against my own work because I'm used to being in my room the whole time.
So yeah.
Which is kind of nuts.
Yeah, we are. We're a bunch of crazy people just trying to stay alive out here.
I've been having this pretty bad habit recently because I'm staying home. I understand that I can't go anywhere. I've been like sleeping in at least until 11 or 12, maybe even 1. Depends. I'll just get up at like 10. Today I got up at like 9. Then that was because I had work to do for school. Then the day before I kind of got up at like 11 or 12. Pretty crazy.
Yeah.
So
Same thing with me. I've been going to bed later and also just waking up later, which really screws with me. And especially if I have like one of those algebra tests, I'll ask my parents, "Hey, can you make sure that I'm like awake by like so and so time?" Which usually I'll say an hour before the test starts, just that way I can get up and not be all morning dazed and everything for the test. So I'll be a-okay to do it.
yeah, and I was actually kind of cautious about this topic. I do kind of want to end it on school because like the next topic does involve school. It's siblings bugging you while doing schoolwork. I think we covered this last time in another failed attempt. I'm sorry, I have to keep saying that because it got to me. I was like, dude, and gotta do it again. But the first person I'm gonna let take the floor is Kyle because he does have a younger brother, and as of recently, the only person I live with is my mom. Not really a sibling, more like a relative. But
Yeah.
I'll let Kyle take the floor because he has a sibling that he lives with. Not saying that he's a bugger or anything. I'm just saying he is a sibling
No.
or family at least.
Yeah.
Anybody.
He can be a bugger sometimes, especially when mom and dad, especially when you don't listen to mom and dad, and things get to yelling, and even when I'm upstairs in my room, those walls, yes, are thick enough to block Wi-Fi signal, but they are not thick enough to block sound. Whew. But also, I've been lucky in the fact that I think his education has actually stopped, so that's one less thing for him to kind of fight with them about.
Oh dear. It's pretty bad.
I mean, it is good for him again because it's one less thing for him to fight about, and he actually ended off pretty well. I think they said his average GPA was like a 3.42 or something like that, so he actually did really well for himself. So, yeah, and then
He's getting straight A's.
and then also just the animals, which when I say animals, I mean cats. I only have cats. They sometimes like to come up and walk across your keyboard or something, and nuzzle up into your face. So yeah, sometimes that can be a problem, especially when you're playing a game or doing a homework or something, and they step on the wrong key. That can get quite annoying.
Yeah. Even when I write an essay and like nobody really bugs me, but like when I just type the wrong thing, I'm just like backspace over and over again. It's kind of nuts. So that's like your philosophy on siblings being around while doing schoolwork, or anybody or being around.
No, I don't really have any. I mean, I guess the best thing would just be try and stay, like, obviously, physically, just kind of as far away from them as try and tune them out when you're doing work. Or even, hell, if you can, go to, like, a library or somewhere and just do your work. Because sometimes it'll just be easier to focus and to get things done. Especially when they're like my little brother and all that they want to do is like play PS4 and either play like Rocket League or Minecraft all day. Because, they're 9 and I was just in college. So I was away from him for a long ass time. So, and I know I shouldn't feel this way, but I do feel kind of guilty for not being with him all this time. So I was like, alright, screw it. I mean, today I was good about it because I actually finished most of my homework, not all of it, but most of it. And I was like, you know what? I haven't been with you for a long time now. Well, before this week, I haven't been with you for like half a year essentially. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to take a little bit of time and a break, and I'll just play with you for like an hour. And that's what I did. Played for an hour, and I got back to work, and I finished it all. So don't completely neglect your siblings. You can take breaks occasionally, again, if it's possible, and play with them or just interact with them somehow. But when you're done, and I know especially for me, it's really, really hard that once you like stop doing homework, like once you've kind of, stopped that momentum or drive of doing the work, I know especially it's really hard to try and kind of grab it, pull it back, but you can do it. It's just a matter of starting it, and then once you start it, you can just keep going.
Yeah. I feel like that's like one of the reasons people do procrastinate. It's like getting started is the hardest part. If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But yeah. for me, again, the only person I live with is... Jesus, I just knocked my laptop backwards. The only person I live with is my mom. However, I get my name called at least 50 times during an hour, while I'm even doing schoolwork. It does get pretty annoying. But I do my best to ignore it. If it's something urgent, I will respond and get up and go do whatever. But if it's something not even that serious, if I can hear what somebody's saying from another room, I just ignore it. Let's say if my door's open, for instance, I will go and help out with something, if that something needs to be done immediately.
Yeah.
But if it's something that somebody else can definitely do, like, just leave me alone, man. Let me just type my essay or whatever I'm doing. Let me type my adult industry summary. I don't know what I'm saying anymore.
I feel that, whatever you're saying.
But
So yeah,
I do learn to ignore, when stuff happens that's not necessary to respond to. Not really much for me to say, because I don't live with that many people.
Yeah. Here, 1 second, I need to do something. You can just keep talking about your stuff, and I'll see you when I'm back.
Alright. Oh dear. This one's kind of like the depressing one, but I think I will launch off the floor on this one. This is 2020 graduations and how they will go down. I honestly think this is the most depressing, and I'm not usually like this, but YouTube, definitely go ahead and, mark this video as age restricted, because it does what I'm about to say. It's fucked up, alright? It's pretty fucked up. Honestly, 2020 graduations have been ruined for people recently.
Yeah,
For the most part.
I know that one, at least when I graduated, we graduated last year. I don't know if Alice cares about that information or not. I'm not gonna give away anything more, but the juniors of last year, or the seniors of this year, last year they were all like, "Oh my god, it's so cool! We're gonna be graduating 2020." Oh my god, 2020! It's just so cool. You don't have to say 2019 or 2018. It's 2020. And it's like, well, guess you're not gonna be graduating in person, I guess. So,
Well, they'll graduate. They will graduate. But it's not going to be on stage, I don't think. Maybe they can do it, they can schedule a time to, do it when this isn't going on. But it's not even that far away. It's what, a month until they graduate? It's kind of ridiculous.
It's pretty much around a month. Or maybe a little bit less by now, as to when they finish.
I think it's the 20-something of May, which is when the senior class of the school that we went to. The senior class of the school that we went to is going to graduate at least a few days later than we did. We graduate on the 18th, I believe.
Yeah.
Of that month. What's kind of funny is that I'm kind of diverting from this topic, but I kind of do want to bring up the fact that we went to a ROTC program school, a charter school that pretty much paid for our education. Said, hey, you can't, or you don't have to pay any tuition. Our campus and our base will basically pay for the tuition itself. We'll pay for everything. You can just send your child here for free, and they can get their credentials and everything that they could get for college, because it's definitely a college prep school.
Yeah.
Especially the one that we went to. And I did want to bring up the fact that there are rules and regulations over there with shaving and getting a haircut, keep your nails short or whatever.
Hair regulation.
I kind of want to bring up the fact
that kind of stuff.
For the dudes at least, I know that's not really a term that I like to use. For the guys at least, the boys, if you know what I mean. That's our title in the group, the boys. Because the males, obviously, in an RTC program, you have to shave. You can have a mustache, but I think that looks kind of weird by itself without a beard. I'm sorry. You can have one of those, but I honestly don't prefer to have one because it just looks, I don't know. I'm sorry, it just looks kind of strange. But you have to shave everything else and have your hair really, really short on the sides and at least maybe 3 inches and no longer on top.
Yeah.
And I do kind of have nightmares about having to go back and like losing my progress on like growing some little scruff, and losing
Ruffle.
because I have to shave it off. I don't know. I just have like weird flashbacks about how like I have to like get myself ready. I can't really, style art myself or anything because like my hair is so short. I just can't style anything because like it gets kind of short and like I just cannot do anything.
Yeah.
There's nothing there to work.
You couldn't trust the barbers half the time that were there actually at the school after school to cut your hair as well, because a lot of times I heard they really screwed up bad.
Yeah, and it's kind of crazy because I never stayed and got my hair cut over there because it's like $7. I honestly think that's a very cheap price for a haircut. Like, if professionals charge that much, great, but they don't.
Yeah, I never.
Moral of the story is, I think if you're gonna get a haircut, or at least some grooming process, get it done under professional. Because like, again, most of the relatives of mine, my parents have been wanting to like let my mother at least cut my hair. I don't think it's gonna happen because like I've had a mom cut before. For anybody who lives in the South, like you understand what a mom cut is. It's basically an attempt that one of your parents do, like to cut your hair or something. And then I've had one of them. An instructor of mine, when I went to the school the next day, made fun of me in front of an entire group of students at a lunch table.
Yeah.
It was a pretty shitty day for me. It was not fun at all. So like I even said, even if I don't go to that school anymore, I'm still not going to let somebody else that I live with cut my hair because they're not experienced with it, at least for the most part. So a professional would be a person to go to for it. I'm sorry. The problem is you're spending money. Yeah, the problem there is that you're spending money, but at least you get what you want, and then you'll look less dingy, if you know what I mean. No offense to those parents who cut hair, and are pretty good at it.
Yeah.
If you're professional yourself and you're not out working, great. But that does kind of diverts off the topic though. Like, how will graduation go down? I don't know. That's the least I can say. But I honestly do think that the schools aren't just going to say, "Oh, we're just not going to let these guys graduate and not let them get the 2020 experience of graduating." It doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
Honestly, I do think that there should be some sort of allowance to at least show up and get some stage experience.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I don't think they'd delay the
also elaborate if you
graduation
want.
either. Just because they have to pay for the auditorium and everything that we graduated in. So, that's also a thing.
Yeah, and I believe it was pretty expensive for us at least, because it was our graduation gown payments that I believe they costed quite a bit of money to at least wear them.
Yeah.
Because if you didn't get them, they didn't let us graduate.
Yeah. Ooh, and I remember you had to have the correct tassel as well to wear. Like, when you went up on stage. Ooh, that was bad. That one was bad.
Dude, I think I have my my tassel for the mascot. I wanted to wear that so bad. I wanted to wear it so bad. But they didn't let me wear it, which is kind of frustrating. I was like, what's the point of keeping it? Seriously.
Yeah, I remember that.
Really.
And then also, like, how we were still treated kind of like kindergartners, so we still had to, like, line up, like, a single file in last name order. I mean, I didn't complain. I got to be next to one of my friends, Cameron Brown, so I was all good with it. The dude on my right was pretty cool as well. So I was all good, but I know some other people who didn't exactly have people around them that they wanted to be associated with at the graduation.
Yeah. I can see that. Not very much that was special happened for me at graduation. But I did kind of enjoy that, and like it's been almost a year ago since we've experienced it.
Yep.
A year of just getting rid of our uniforms.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Time flies really quick. Just really quick.
Yeah. It flew by even quicker than I thought it would. Anyways,
Yeah.
But I do think they're gonna like reschedule some sort of meetup and like allow some students to get that stage experience. That's all I'll say for how they will go down. The
I
graduations.
hope, yeah.
Anyways, I honestly don't think that you said anything in the last attempt about this topic, but weddings. I feel like the same thing will apply to weddings as they would graduation. They would like either postpone them or reschedule them. I don't think they're gonna postpone them for graduations because like they're scheduled at a certain time. People gotta be let out at the end of the semester, not like October or something.
Yeah.
That would be ridiculous because that would be when like school's already in session. When are you gonna graduate when school's in session? I don't
Yeah.
think so.
You've only got a certain time period before you have to just say, okay, you're good, just go.
Exactly. Crazy. But for weddings, I think it would be more reasonable to postpone them because like it can happen anytime. Weddings don't come up in semesters or any of that, so I think they can obviously be postponed. They shouldn't be canceled or anything. It shouldn't work that
Yeah.
way.
I mean, obviously,
But-
I have no experience, at least at the moment, with weddings and stuff. So, Alex is the better guy to talk about this.
Well, why do you say that?
No, just I've never been to any weddings either.
You never been to a wedding at all?
Yes, I have not been to one ever. Well, actually,
Shocking!
yeah, no.
Shocking to hear. But I will give my response on that. For this, at least. Weddings, I'm pretty sure everybody knows, is when people, the two main people, the bride and the groom, make physical contact with each other. You already know the thing.
You may now kiss
Anyways,
the bride.
Exactly. It would be very easy for somebody to catch something from somebody. I can't say the name of it, but it is a virus. I will say that. YouTube, demonetize the video. Do what you gotta do. I'm not gonna like go back on the word. I'm gonna tell it how it is. It's a virus, and it does spread between two people. So physical interaction would be minimized to a certain extent, at least 6 feet. And yeah, I don't think people should like get married from 6 feet apart. Like say, "Do I love you?" And like, it doesn't work that way. Nor should I think that weddings should exist online, where people can say, I love you." Like, this is how my wedding is going to go down. This is the person I'm going to spend the rest of my life with. Like, pretty awkward. Pretty awkward. Crazy.
Yeah, pretty messed up.
It'd be a pretty bad way to like express my feelings for somebody over a freaking computer screen, like, or a phone or whatever.
Yeah.
Pretty
Or
awkward.
in person, blow me a kiss. Hell no.
Yeah. I could do that with my mom. Like, literally. Just blow me a kiss over the phone. Like, I honestly don't think that's how weddings should go down. Like,
No,
at
it's
all.
not very sentimental when you do it like that, yeah.
Right. It has no value. So, I think the true experience would be to, like, be there in person with the person. That kind of sounded weird. But be in person with that individual that you think that you should marry. In person. So, it would be understandable to postpone weddings.
Yeah.
Not cancel them, postpone them. For example, I have a cousin that wants to get married next month on the 2nd. It's going to be postponed. I don't think it's going to be canceled. She's upset, but I don't think that it should be canceled. That's my philosophy on how I think weddings are going to go down, if any are going down this year, for anybody who's planning a wedding.
That wasn't me.
Did something happen? Editing that out. Anyways,
Yeah.
I don't think you had much to say on weddings.
Yeah, no, I don't. I mean, yeah, no, not really. I don't have anything to say on it.
And I think we've been rolling for an hour. Kind of shocking
Yep.
already. That was pretty quick.
Pretty
Anyways. This one is kind of weird, but I will say it again. This topic involves shaving the body hair to avoid it picking up bacteria out of thin air. I honestly think this is unnecessary. It's your own stuff. Like, I don't think... That's kind of like saying, I want to shave off something that somebody else put from their body on me. Like, was get it off. Like, I don't think it's gonna make much sense to do that. For those who think that they should be kept clean and like just do that sort of thing, great, I understand. But I don't see the point because it's your own, and like there is a thing called washing it. If you don't want to have it as long, great. Trim it down, or at least fully. It's up to you. I'm not really, the dictator of grooming. Like I can't really say
telling
much.
you how to live your life.
But yeah, and I will say that besides from the whole, bacteria thing, me and Kyle, and I do think I will bring up, this is kind of off topic, but I will bring up a couple friends of mine in 8th grade. I won't say their names, but one of them was a person who would like punch brick walls or something. I like sat behind him in class. He was pretty funny. He had like the long hair or something. He would just like rock out to like heavy metal or something.
Yeah.
And there was also this other guy who I sat in the back of science class with. He would like do this thing where he just like starts air drumming and like pretending that he was in like some sort of screamo band or something.
Yep.
I think you know exactly who I'm talking about.
Yep. I know the psycho.
They would do this thing where like they like grow their scruff or something. One of them at least. One of them couldn't even grow any scruff. But he grew his hair out. I believe I looked him up on Facebook, and I won't say his name because I know better than to say names of people who don't want to have their names mentioned, even if I ask them. Maybe I'm trying to save the privacy. But he grew his hair out, and it's like down to his back or something. And he grew like his goatee and his mustache, his mustache, pretty long. If I had photos, I would not show them, even if I had permission. But like literally, me and Kyle like have been trying to get through some self-conscious problems, like with some sort of facial hair thingy or something. We've kind of noticed it ever since he graduated or got out of ROTC. He's been like trying to like say like ever since we turned in the uniforms. I think we turned in the uniforms like at this date. I'm not shaving or something.
Huh?
So I'm just gonna like
You cut out again right when you said after we turned in our uniforms. You said, and then it cut out.
I was like, you said that like we would turn in our uniforms, like, and we're still going to school. Like, you would wear your civilian clothes or something. You would say, we're turning our uniforms this day. I'm not shaving because like we're not wearing.
Yeah, that's anymore. What I said.
And I was like,
you're right.
You were like, I understand. It's like, let it free. Just you're not in the program anymore.
Let it grow. Can't hold it back anymore.
Kyle, you're gonna give me like copyright strike or something.
I don't think I might.
Guys, shout out to Elsa from Frozen. Anyways.
Oh, honestly, I was thinking more of like the "Let It Grow" song from the Lorax. But I guess I kind of smashed the two together, didn't I?
Oh, dear.
Sounds too close to the actual thing.
Kyle, I don't know why, but I feel like you're like the kind of person that would like get somebody's video age restricted by like saying a certain word or something, no matter what it is. You would just like yell it out or something.
I'd just yell out one random word, and then the video would get copyright stricken.
Finland.
SpongeBob SquarePants would strike me out for that.
Guys, we don't own Finland. We're not from Finland, or we just. Guys, it's a funny show. Go watch SpongeBob.
Don't even speak Finnish.
Finish! Where's the leak? Anyways, we don't own these phrases. It's all from a cartoon show. Go watch it. I'm pretty sure everybody's heard of it. Anyways, there's memes about it all over the place. Go watch them. It's funny. But I honestly think, I don't know, what are your views on shaving body hair and like getting rid of bacteria? Do you think it's gonna pick up bacteria from the air or some shit like that?
I think I'm pretty much the same as you. As long as you just keep it clean and healthy looking. Hell, have it as long, as short as you want. Obviously, having it shorter is a little bit easier to clean, but if you want it longer, I can understand.
Yeah.
And again, we don't tell y'all how to live, but now obviously I try to keep my beard just a little bit, just short,
but that's just how I like it. I don't like it so long because then I start to mess with it and it distracts me. So I guess people with longer beards have just a little bit better self-control than I do.
Yeah. I did want to like ask, would you want a beard at this point? Like, I'm like getting away from like the sensitive side of this topic, but like, would you actually want one at this point of your life?
Yeah. Yeah, I would.
Yeah. I will kind of divert to like a more, you can like say whether or not you want this shared or not, but like, this is just recorded. I can cut this out if you want. But you like said some pictures of yourself like clean shaven and like
Huh?
you even said like you look better with at least some sort of scruff or something than you did in those photos.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, it's cool. You can take like a picture of a Noma picture of my face, and then take like one from now. Obviously, I'd need to take a good picture actually right now because, well, I don't have any pictures of me actually with all of this facial hair. I have some pictures with just the chin hair, and then some with no face. Well, actually, most with no facial hair, and I don't really have any pictures at the moment with like full-on beard. Well, mostly beard. There's still some parts I can't grow out, but again, working on that. But yeah, you can put it in.
Guys, I think the moral of the story is like it's all about just not really messing with it and just like let it just form on its own. I feel like it's not something that's controllable, but you can gain control over it if you just like take the right steps. Like just don't mess with it. Well, you can touch it, but just don't like get rid of it because like it's down the drain. Just poof, maybe trim it if it gets freaking really thin and long. Maybe like help it look a bit more healthier.
Yeah.
Guys, we're both on the same stage of like getting past those awkward moments. Just like filling in the gaps of like what's missing. It's all about being young and having some sort of genetic, you know, reversions or whatever you would call them. It's kind of crazy to describe.
Pretty darn.
I honestly don't think I have a standpoint on this, but I don't think it would be necessary to get rid of it because you think it would gather bacteria. It's up to you, though. If you think otherwise, go ahead and do it. Anyways.
Next topic.
You can probably lead on this one, since I kind of forgot what you said on the last attempt, but I guess I'll find out later in this minute of saying it. What do you do when not doing schoolwork at home? So, yeah.
I mean, honestly, I feel like just because of all the other subjects, I've kind of put my thought on schoolwork.
So it's like been about 90% schoolwork for you. So it's like not really doing anything else much. Well, besides this podcast, what do you think?
I'd say.
Like, would you consider this like something else that you're doing besides schoolwork?
I mean, obviously games.
It involves a computer, so.
I mean, obviously this podcast and games and talking with friends, but a lot of it, yeah, has kind of just been schoolwork, really. Which isn't the most fun thing to do, but it's something that you gotta get done.
Crazy. So you would say, like, right now, it's not really much that you do besides school stuff?
Yeah.
Not much else to say, huh?
Yeah.
Awkward silence.
I didn't mean to.
Anyway.
Cutting out again.
Guys, the power of Discord. Don't cut out. Anyways, I can't really control it.
Goddamn, starting off on
Oh, dear.
fire. That's full.
That's Modern Warfare.
What happened?
That's not me.
I'll try to
Edit that out, and also I'm
Anyways.
gonna tell him about this real quick, so edit this out as well. I'll just like snap or something when I'm done. That's white phosphorus, Dad. It's a kill streak, and it kills anyone that's outside of a building. There.
Oh, you're sitting next to him, aren't
Behind
you?
him.
Oh. Alright. So he knows you're recording this.
Yeah.
Crazy. Anyways, we're back, guys. Sorry about that. We had like a little bit of a diversion, but
And we're back.
anyways, for me, yeah, for me, it's like not about, well, it kind of is about not doing schoolwork and like what I do besides from that time. But what I usually do is like either the same as Kyle, play games, kind of like unwind a little bit because like it has been a very stressful montage of work and school. I've gotten a break from one of them. The other one is like still moving on its own. It hadn't really stopped. I kind of wish it would stop for a little while so I can get a break of just not getting, of just not having a little bit of stress for a while. All I want to do is like sit home and watch the and just watch the Goonies or something. I don't know. It doesn't really matter as long as I'm not doing schoolwork. It's either in games, movies, food, make myself some lunch. Do whatever, as long as it's not this. It's mostly been gaming, like trying to like come up with an idea for at least some content. Definitely, I think a podcast since everybody else is doing. I'm not just doing a podcast because everybody else is doing it, but I did want to try something different on this channel for a change. So I think you guys would like look into that and like say that's a good idea. So it's been games, movies, and this. Trying to get an idea for videos for YouTube. So I feel like I haven't touched it for about almost a few weeks now, so I think I should like divert into it a little bit and kind of get some videos
Come back
rolling.
to your baby, yeah.
Although I don't.
No, it's actually
Yeah.
not a bad idea because most people are at home right now anyway. So people are looking for some fresh new content. So you might grow and get a little bit more subscribers. So it's not all bad, this coronavirus thingy-majiggy, although it is mostly bad.
Bonus horse Kyle. Anyways, yeah, diverting from that. Guys from where we grew on the farms here in Louisiana. I gave away the name of my state, but here in New Orleans, we like grew some cornfields and like we did those podcasts together, y'all. It's pretty nuts.
We got the cotton, and we
Anyways.
got the cotton pickers here too.
Got the cottons and the farms and all that and junk. You guys want to come visit for a little while? Come do it. I sound like a woman, but that's fine. I'm gonna stop. Pretty sure anybody
Cut.
is gonna be offended by this. I'm gonna keep it in. It's funny.
There's gonna be so many cuts in this. It's fine though.
I'm keeping it in. I'm gonna keep it in. By the way, it was pretty.
All
funny.
right.
Next topic. How do you shop? I'll let Kyle take the lead on
How
this
do
one.
I share? Okay.
As well.
Mostly what we've been doing is Amazon, but not for food. Obviously, Amazon is more for like technology and other materials. What we do is
I wanted to ask is like Walmart.com an option for you guys or something?
oh yeah, actually we've been oh wow I get loud. Okay, yeah, that's what we've been doing for a while now. Actually, is like we do the Walmart pickup where you can go like to the side of Walmart in your car and they'll come out and they'll give you all your groceries and stuff. And you like prepay, so that's what we've done most of the time. Well, all of the time actually, for all of our food and stuff. It's all just been pickup mostly.
Yeah. Not really much else of a shopping routine except for either online or just pickup. And I think we did some grocery shopping online for Walmart. Yes, guys. You can make fun of me for shopping at Walmart. I'm not really an option person here, but I just go at whatever is available as long as it's, reducing of being out is exposed to this whole thing and all the strangeness. Hope you guys are doing well during this. But it's either for me Amazon or anything else. We just did some online shopping for groceries and they were just delivered to my house.
Save
today.
money,
That
live
was
better.
pretty good.
Walmart. This video is not sponsored by
Get
Walmart.
sued by Walmart. It's not a sponsored video, man. Like, we're not Tobiscus. Like, we can say it's not a sponsored video.
Oh, okay.
Anyways. But yeah, it's either been Amazon or Walmart or grocery shopping online. It's everything's been online. Crazy. Anyways.
Yep.
So not really much else to say about it. Everybody pretty much knows the
Yeah.
answer to that kind of.
Everyone kind of does the same thing.
So, yeah. So, the next topic would be survival items. What do you think are the most Well, I'm gonna take this topic and turn it into a question. What do you think the most necessary items are in a household to like survive without having to go out as much?
Well, obviously some sort of weapon. I mean, whether it be a knife, a gun with a knife on it.
I think that's great, but like, I remind you, this is for like living purposes only. We're not in the
Oh,
apocalypse.
that's not what you meant. Okay, okay, living purposes. Okay, well, I mean, in that case, generally, it would, Jesus, it would probably just be. I need to look this up if I'm wrong, but I think I'd take water over food because I think you can. You cannot go longer with no water than you can with food, like intaking it. So I'd say water is more important than food.
Right, because like anybody on Earth can go a certain amount of time without food. It's like it's all randomized, but without water, I think it's kind of very unhealthy. Because like without water, I think you'd be pretty much screwed for a little bit, and then when you picked it up again, like it would be kind of crazy to get your water intake back in, and like you want to increase that as much as you can.
Yeah, they might have just heard me typing it in. I don't know. But Gandhi actually went 21 days without eating. So, yeah, you can go a long time without eating if you're disciplined. But drinking, like water, that's a different story.
Yeah. And I did want to say, like, I would say the number one survival thing would also be vitamins. Like, everybody's, like, taking vitamin D and C and all that. Things like biotin and all that stuff. Great. Anything that's water soluble, I don't really care. As long as it's some form of, as long as it's some form of multivitamin, that's fine. But I think what's going on now is like everybody's like saying vitamin C and D, and probably even vitamin B complex vitamins are helping people with this kind of strangeness, even the virus thing. I'm not going to say the name of it, but it is something that's going on. Vitamins are also a necessity along with water, because like if you don't drink enough water with vitamins, it can make you very sick, especially if you don't
Get that vitamin C.
Vitamin cyanide explosion. Anyway,
also something I just heard actually was kind of funny. My parents were talking about. They were like, crap, I can't remember. Let me think. Sorry. So it was so funny because they said, well, no wonder you can't find a cure for this disease. The cure is washing your hands and taking a shower. We already have one. Like, it literally, like, if you guys, like, gargle with mouthwash, obviously, brush your teeth, wash your hands, take showers regularly, you're good. But another precaution, actually, that you can do is, I don't think you can drink, like, salt water, because obviously that kills you if you have enough of it. But I know that one that you can have, actually, is you can drink, y'all might not have heard it. I had it once on accident. It was absolutely disgusting. And it's called apple cider vinegar. Because how this meanie virus that starts is it actually starts in your lungs, and then it kind of drips down to your throat. And so what they say is that if you drink apple cider vinegar, it can actually kill the virus in your throat.
Still pretty gross.
Yeah, still pretty nasty.
Still very gross. So, I guess I'll take that into consideration. Like, if it works, great. I would prefer nastiness over, a virus living in my throat. I would say that.
Yep. Cultivating there for 2 weeks.
Yeah. Ways to differ, I guess.
Yep. Be
Anyways.
kind of weird.
And I will and is that it on your survival list? Actually, I will say something else about this topic. You can have some form of weapon. I will say that. Like, I'm not gonna say it because I don't want to get demonetized or age restricted, but people are saying that if you have some form of weapon, I won't say any names, but if you have some form of weapon, I do kind of agree on this, I do kind of don't on most parts. If you have some kind of weapon, especially since people are staying at home, there's more people in neighborhoods or something, you would be safer. I kind of agree for the most part. I kind of disagree, because, like, when people say you have to have, like, a certain amount of them, like a bunch, I disagree. It's kind of crazy. I would not add that to the survival list, but when it becomes a necessity, maybe. It depends on the circumstance. I'm not really a weapons person, so I can't really talk about those. So, I don't know. I semi-add them to the survival list. I'll say that. Anyways.
Well, I mean, I bet you now all those, all those doomsday preppers, they got like, two. They have like two bathrooms, and one of them is like stop to the top with toilet paper. They're like, we got all the toilet paper, doing the little retard dance or whatever.
The power of memes, guys. The power of memes. That's why the internet exists.
2020, memes will soon be powering our cars.
Yep. Even electric ones and gas-powered ones.
Yep.
You know,
The electricity
crazy.
will come from the generation of likes on the memes, I guess. Getting a little bit off topic, but oh well.
That's pretty fine, actually. I agree. Anyways, it has been an interesting podcast. But for our final topic, which I think is prep for hurricane season, Kyle, you can also lead on this one if you feel like you should say anything necessary about hurricanes, or how to prepare for them at least.
I mean, I don't really have anything special. I mean, obviously, have a kit or something, ready for when you need to go if it's sudden. Pack only the most valuable things. Well, maybe not that far, because hurricanes don't just pop up like tornadoes. So, do pack things that are necessary. Pack for more than what you think you're gonna need, because sometimes hurricanes could last a little bit longer than thought of or intended, or they could take an unexpected, curve, or just kind of stop. And also, though, they get slower when they make landfall, so it'll take a while for that hurricane to pass over wherever you live. And also, especially with animals, keep in mind they need food, water, shelter. Can't just leave them, and you also can't just bring them in the car with you, because obviously sometimes there'd be a distraction.
Right. Especially then if it would be on vacation, where like the pets or dogs or whatever you have in the truck or the car, whatever you use to transport. It can be like a plane, it can be a tanky dink, whatever. If an animal is with you, it becomes a distraction at some point. But if it's vacation, great. If it's evacuating, I don't think it would be much of a necessity. It would be necessary for somebody to watch over them. And not have them with you.
Yeah, obviously,
on evacuation.
Obviously, as well, know the severity of the hurricane, know the category, and kind of get a feel, I guess, or ask people who have been in like certain category hurricanes, like how bad have they been? Because some of them, like Cat 1s, Cat 2s, they aren't. Most of them to some of them aren't so bad that you have to leave. They're just, you can't really go outside for a little while, that's all. But when you start getting up higher, Cat 3, 4, 5, that's really when you should probably leave, because houses will probably end up getting messed up, and, power lines start going down, and Wi-Fi starts going out and other stuff. So that's when you should probably leave, and when the proper floods will start coming in as well.
Yeah. And I will bring up this. It has nothing to do with evacuation or having to do with leaving your house, but if you're in a situation where like you can stay at home, if you don't have to evacuate or anything, you're obviously not going to have access to a stove or anything that's powered by electricity, obviously. Unless you're like some sort of generator person and have it running 24/7.
Well, yeah.
But let's say
that or like have a gas stove.
Yeah. Gas. Well, you can use a lighter to like light a gas stove.
Yeah.
Crazy. But if it's an electric stove, not so much. However, if you honestly think that you're more of a grilling person, I would do this. There's a video, or there are some videos online. It's called a rocket stove. You can build it with bricks. Look it up. It's called a rocket stove with bricks. There's like some sort of name for it. I can't remember it off the top of my head. But it's basically a cooking mechanism that you make on... You can't bring it inside, obviously. It involves like twigs and like pieces of wood. Use it outside. But look that up. It can probably help you. Honestly, I don't believe in using it. I might try it eventually, but I recently learned about this. So if you guys, I honestly think this is a great hurricane necessity. This can help anybody in a hurricane situation. It's called rocket stove. So look it up. That's one of my necessities. Otherwise, I think that backup food, flashlights, and radio are a must-have for any hurricane situation, of that matter. Whether you have to evacuate or not, I would think all three of those are must-needs or must-haves, at least. That's all I'm gonna say about hurricane season and how to and like the preparation process as well. That's all I'll say. Anyways,
Yeah, that's our premise and our advice as well, considering we both had experience with it.
yeah, we won't go into detail, but if you don't believe us, or if you think that you should find out more about what we're gonna say or what we refuse to say, you have the internet. Look it up. That's all I can say. Anyway, I think that concludes our April podcast for this week. If you guys want to see more of these with more people, and if you think a podcast can be done with just one person in a video, without Kyle, let me know in the comments. I think it'll be much easier to do a podcast with somebody than to do it alone. So, I think that's the whole point of podcasts. So, anyways, this is a kick of a new series. I don't think I'm gonna, be using this as much. If I come up with ideas to talk about, other than ideas that I had in these, I'm not sure if I can come up with them, or with any that are different from this. I will definitely be updating this series if I have any ideas. So, any ideas, or, well, not ideas, but anything you wanted to say before we end this adventure off with a bing.
Any subjects they want us to cover, leave in the comments. I don't know if you already said that or not. And obviously more people might be nice too. See if I could get some of our other friends in here. And
friends, amigos.
yeah, that's pretty much it.
All that junk. Yeah. So, wraps it up, guys. I will see you guys in the next one. Subscribe to Action 4_U, and yeah, Roman numerals, all that junk. Crazy.
Bye.
Even though he doesn't have any videos on his channel, I'll still link him. He has a music playlist and I think a memes
Yep,
playlist.
they're both public. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, crazy. I'll still link him. Subscribe to Kyle, and he's my homie. He's my homie.
He's my homie.
Piece of chicken.
And I'm his homie. Yee.
Crazy. Peace out, guys. Bye-bye.